Hello everyone, some Survivor gameplay from Dead by Daylight. The Gronin Storehouse, the Macmillan Estate. Real great team play in this video. Real tough game. You see there with Hex Rune, almost every game Hex Rune now, or no one escapes death. And I'm playing against the Trapper. Really hit the Trapper, most scariest killer. I really don't want to go up that side of the tall grass. All Trappers trap the window at the buildings. Really scary killer. It's the killer that I hate most. Really just don't know where to go. And I'm throwing that pallet down there because that's not a great pallet. It's not even like, look there, traps everywhere in the long grass. Just how do you get away from a guy like that? A small game and urban evasion, that's what really can give the Trapper trouble. You just don't know where to run. And I had to take a hit there because I was planning to go through the window in the building, but then I said, no, it's a Trapper. Always traps the windows. If I'm Trapper, I always trap the basement window and always trap the building window. So I changed my mind and ran into the middle of nowhere and took a hit. And then when I got to that pallet, that's a pallet, that's a throwdown pallet. There are three types of pallets. You have a grit pallet, which is a low barrier where you can always keep your eye on the killer. You never throw those pallets down, you always loop those pallets. But then you get the intermediate, it's not a bad pallet, it's not a great pallet, there's a barrier, but it's just not as high. You maybe can see the top of the killer's head, or maybe you can see the red stain. And you can loop those pallets, but they're really 50-50 really. But that pallet there I threw down, that's a bad, terrible bad pallet. If the killer goes back and decides to come back, double bluff again, come back again, you just can't read that. My opinion, those are throwdown pallets. Just throw it down, cut the killer off and move on to somewhere where you can waste more of his time. You try and loop those pallets there, that's what I learned. Anyway, this person saved me here, and I didn't, only when I'm recording this now that I've seen I had borrowed time. Maybe I should have been out in front of the Dwight there, but if I had knew I had borrowed time, I would have been out first. Really got lucky here. You see the Trapper patrolling there, and there's scratch marks everywhere, and I really got lucky. But anyway, with that pallet with the high barrier, if the killer goes back around and then double bluffs, well, you just can't read that. You're really taking a chance. Any tip to any average survivor who's not really good at running, really doesn't know, do not try and loop that pallet. Whatever you do not loop it. I used to try and loop those pallets, and I may have got lucky one time. The killer may have went the wrong way in it, but 9 times out of 10 the killer always foxes me in those pallets. You're really taking a chance trying to loop those pallets. Throw those pallets down. I'm not a great runner to be giving advice. I'm really not consistent. I will upload videos of me running and you'll probably think that I'm a great runner, but I'm really not. I'm only a great runner when I've got a great pallet. I've played enough of this game, a lot of fails trying to loop those pallets. You do not loop those pallets. There's throwdown pallets and then there's pallets you loop. That's a pallet that you throw down. And the pallets with the low barriers, well, never throw those pallets down. Those are looping pallets. And then the pallet in between them that's got a barrier not as high where you maybe can see the top of the head or red stain, where you would try and loop that a few times just. You see here the Hex Rune where Really, no small game. Really can't find it. So I'm just going to stay on this gen, get stuck and try and hit some great skill checks. And my great skill checks were really great in this video. You see me perk filled there. I'm using the self-care. I always say I don't like using self-care, but I was trying maybe boil over and unbreakable strategy, and I thought that if the killer got fed up trying to export me the hook, well, I had unbreakable, I could get up, and then I had self-care, I could heal myself. That's the only reason why I'm using self-care, but it really saved me there that time with the borrowed time. And if that killer had deer stalker and I went down, I had no self-care, well, he was finding me and I'm in death hook here and I'm dead. That's Dead by Daylight. There's always a different situation. You find when you play this game, there's never two games the same. Every game seems to be different. I know it's the same thing all the time, really. Get gens done, escape, but it really, every game just plays out different all the time. And there may be games where your perk build's really useless to you, and then there's games in where they really clutch the game, some of your perks at times. And I've no urban evasion there, and I'm just checking pallets. Well, that's a great pallet, that one. I would always loot that one, and that's why I was checking to see if there were trapped there, because if the trapper comes to me on this gen here, I'm going to stay on it. I'm not going to run. Every time I hear the terror radius, I'm going to run towards that pallet, and I'm going to try and loot that pallet for a bit. But that building's a scary place to go through with all those traps. Really hit the trapper. The worst killer to play against. You see I'm really doing well with the great skill checks. I always, if there's hexing, I'll always try and hit the great skill check, but only on the far side. I'll never want to explode a gen. Well, there's times I do explode the gen, but I never ever want to take a chance and hit it early. As you see there, I missed that one. I'm always trying to hit it on the far side just to be safe. You practice your great skill checks. Always aim for it on the far side. You'll miss a lot, but you'll find out that you will hit more great skill checks than explode the gen trying to hit on the far side. And the guy disconnected. Still really tough this, because no one knows where the hex rune is. And if he's chasing someone now and someone has to rescue, well, we're really disjointed now with 3 people. It really only leaves one person doing gens. And this is another thing that I've been doing lately, improving the running, scoping out pallets, remembering where they were. There was no trap by that pallet, so I know that's safe. And I don't see a trap there at that pallet. Just stay out of the long grass. Always traps at the windows. And the killer's on someone. You can see the obsession moving. I'm just checking this pallet now. And I'll do this gen. If I get in trouble now, I know where 3 pallets is. That's just something I wasn't doing at the start when I played this game. When the killer came, I just ran anywhere, really, like a headless chicken. Really didn't know where I was going. I really didn't have a plan. But now I have this gen, I have a plan. I have that pallet behind me, and I have the killer shack, and then I've got the pallet outside the killer shack. Even if the killer's on me, well, someone can get this gen finished by the time you use those 3 pallets. That's a fresh hit, that person, so no need to rush to the person's aid right away. I'm glad someone saved there, and I'm still hitting great skill checks. Really, when they were really needed in this game. There are not too many games that you'll play that the killer had Hex Rune and everyone's taken out all the gens. I think this is the first game that I ever remember all 5 gens were taken out with Hex Rune. It really must have annoyed the killer. And I'm on Death Hook here. I'm not sprinting, because when you sprint, your sprint burst doesn't recharge. I'm really playing cautious. But I really gotta get in and save the survivor, and I know I'm gonna have to use it because I really don't have the time to get there. And there's no way I'm going in there. Not after him catching me there early on with the trap. And I seen him there, he's behind me. But I don't care, I feel I've done enough in this game. I may rank up anyway, it's worth saving this survivor. Because these survivors really done well. And yeah, that survivor's got away with adrenaline too. And so lucky that the killer left me here. I don't know why this killer didn't hook me. I think he knew I was in Death Hook, and if he hooked me, well, the other two were going to go and open the exit gate. I think he's getting greedy here. He wants another kill. He wants someone to come and rescue me here. I knew this person was coming, so I don't know why I saved Unbreakable. I really should have got up anyway. And he chased someone right out the exit gate. I don't know why I'm going that way. I know the exit gate, I know where it is now because I've seen someone opening it. And I know the killer's coming up that other side, so I'm going around the other side. I know he's going to be checking that side. And no terror radius, so I'm home free. And I'm just getting out of there. That survivor's, there's no one escapes death, and that survivor's got full health. And if I leave right away, the hatch is an option for them as well. You don't see that survivor escaping, but I've trimmed this video and it was over 15 minutes long. I just cut out a bit at the end, but I do know that survivor escaped. That survivor done really great, had 20,000 points. Real great team play, real tough game with the Hex Rune.